So VW just installed 9 new 100 kilowatt EV chargers in Wolfsburg, Germany.
Okay, so what?
Well, what's so cool about these chargers is that they also contain 360 kilowatt hour batteries. So in areas where the power grid may not be able to support 100 kilowatts of power, these chargers can charge up their internal battery using a smaller circuit. And also they can utilize recycled EV batteries, giving them a second life. And they can charge up during off-peak hours to help the grid. Now, how does that work?
So first of all, there's the being able to put chargers, high-powered chargers, in a location where you don't have the grid capability to give that much power to anything. Because, you just have a power line, it doesn't have that much power in it. It's a weird way to talk about electricity, but the easiest way to digest in your brain. And it can only give a certain amount of power, but it can give it constantly.
So you're kind of talking about if there's a place in a city or a rural area where they could only spare 40 amps,
right.
You could put in this charger and it would still allow, say, 3 cars to pull in simultaneously and get full 100 kilowatts of juice, even though at any given moment it's only getting 40 amps.
It's similar to kind of like the reservoir in your toilet. Like if you needed to flush your toilet with just the water coming in from that little line, you wouldn't really be able to do it. So that's why you flush the toilet and then you just hear it for a couple minutes and you're like, what's it doing? Why can't I flush the toilet again? It's because it's filling up the reservoir of water. Same thing here, except with electricity and the batteries. So with a small amount of electricity coming in, because it's not going to be used constantly, you're able to actually charge cars effectively.
Toilet chargers.
It's kind of, yeah, you're dumping a bunch of energy into something and then you're slowly building it back up. And the other advantage of this is it is a grid-tied battery, which you can do anything to. So if there's a high demand on the grid, you can just feed back power to the grid, which will help stabilize it. And you could, there's a whole bunch of really nice things you can do with this.
Yeah, I mean, when the grid is creating excess power, like on a, sunny day with lots of solar being pumped onto the grid, you can store it in these batteries and then use it when there's not much power. It's a perfect solution. Right. And for you guys who are in Wolfsburg, Germany, it's free charging for the next 80 weeks. So get over there. Let's do a review of it for our channel.
Now, is this the most revolutionary thing in the world? No, Tesla has been doing battery-assisted charging in lots of different places. It's just not very obvious because the batteries are off to the side, so you're still looking at the same superchargers. But it is a great idea, and I encourage Volkswagen to continue making these chargers because 9 is not enough.
And speaking of VW, the chief executive of VW, Herbert Diess, he was at Davos this week, and he had an interesting interview with Bloomberg, and he had some really interesting quotes here. He said, "The market valuation tells you something about the future and future expectations. Tesla has a product that basically describes the future of the auto industry, a fully connected electric car. I think Tesla is paving the way. It's modeling something new for the industry. I think we are close to follow. I'm quite optimistic that we can keep the pace with Tesla and probably at some stage overtake. I think it's an open race. I would take Tesla more seriously than Google. The company which adapts fastest and is the most innovative, but also which has enough scale in the new world, will make that race. The future will be electric in the passenger car world for sure. That's pretty clear now. This train is moving. It's gaining speed and getting momentum. For this world we are preparing. We will see a car that is emission-free, basically. I think 2020 will be a breakthrough year for electric cars."
Wow.
That came from VW CEO.
We are definitely going to talk more about this, but we are going to talk about it in the Patreon bonus stories. So if you want to, you can head over to Patreon and support us for as little as $1 a month, which is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you can check this out. Thanks so much for watching this Now You Know clip.
Head over to Now You Know channel for full episodes of Tesla Time news and in depth.
And if you want to treat yourself and your family to something amazing, check this out.
Jesse and I have been enjoying Masterclass, where we've been learning all sorts of fun topics from the masters themselves. Comedy from Judd Apatow.
Screenwriting from Aaron Sorkin.
Investigative journalism from Bob Woodward.
Tennis from Serena Williams.
And so many more.
Click the link down below to support our channel and experience what it's like to learn from the masters at Masterclass.